Welcome back to Sketching Up with your boy. You feel me, the God. You feel me, coming live. Got your boy, Cartoon Connoisseur. You feel me? And then my guy, Joe, he finna come up here and talk to us about some Pokemon. You feel me? We finna be lit out here. How y'all feeling?
I'm really hoping those pointing was in the wrong direction. I'm really hoping for it. Because on my end, it was not the right direction.
For me, you're talking about?
But I'm feeling great. No. For Kyle's pointing. Like, you go this way and I'm on this side. That's what I hope it turns out to be. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, guys.
One job, Kyle. One job. For everybody that's just wondering what's going on, that's the first time Kyle ever opened the show. Ever.
Yo, I'm gonna start opening the show. We finna be lit out here, boy. Hey.
And I've been told that we're canceled. So, sorry, Kyle. That was your last one.
Hey, bro, it don't matter.
End on top, right? End on top. Get canceled while you're on top of your game, baby. Get canceled on the top of your game.
Hey, bro, just like Smokey, got fired on my day off. Let's do
it. All right. You want to continue? Or you want me to jump on here?
You can go ahead.
So, hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Joe Brown, Kyle Scott, I'm Chris, sketching up. Today we're going to talk about the new DLC trailer that came out yesterday. That came out about the new Pokemon that's going to be. Joe's here to talk about it because he is the 2,132nd, right? Something like that? Am I around there? Yeah, Pokemon mind.
I keep getting lower and lower.
See, I thought he was the 3,422nd.
That's why I'm here to make sure everybody knows. That's why I'm here to make sure everybody knows. See, I'm here for the occasion. I'm wearing my Pokemon shirt. It's Mewtwo, Pikachu, the Showdown.
Same.
Showdown. I was gonna wear my Score Bunny shirt, but I already wore that in the podcast, so I decided not to do it. I have all my Pokemon stuff here.
You can never wear a shirt twice.
No, you might as well burn it when you're done. I got all my Pokemon stuff here, all my figurines. Yeah, you got the goat, Magi, the goat.
That's a fish. It's not a goat, it's a fish.
The goat of fish.
Okay, goat of fish.
My cards, 3 of them. 3 of my favorites. And then this, which in the pre-show, Joe said he really wanted as well. I was following the page that had these selling on, like...
You might want to lift it a little
more. Sorry. I was following the page that was selling these because I wanted one so bad when I saw they were selling it. So, boom. There's the last one. I thought I'd show that off before Joe takes over.
I'm jealous. I'm honestly jealous. I really did want it. Well, I'm happy for you.
You know
it's
what?
A happy jealousy.
I'll mail you a picture of it. So you can always see it.
I can send you a picture on my phone. You know, not like we ain't got many computers in our pockets, but mail it to him, dog.
You're gonna waste a stamp just to be disrespectful like that?
Yeah.
Jeez, bro.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You know?
So, we're going to play the actual trailer. We're going to watch it, and then we're going to talk about it. So, all right. So, Kyle was asking about this in the pre-show because he says he loves the entire generation there.
The Galarian Slowbro?
Yes.
Yeah, man. I do, man. I like Slowbros. I like Slow Kings. Really, Slow Kings are my favorite. I like Slowbros. I love Slow King. But I like Slowbros. I love Slow King. And then that new Galarian looks crazy, though.
Yeah, Psychic Poison, I think. So he's he poison type that is not weak to Psychic, which is pretty interesting from a competitive sense because, you can't spam Psychic attacks against it. But this is really cool because a lot of us are waiting for some of our favorite Pokemon to come back. So watching this trailer, it's like revealing more and more Pokemon that are going to be in the DLC. So like if you're a Bulbasaur fan or something like that, you're really happy seeing
you have Bulbasaur in the game already.
Right.
But you have, you have to transfer it in though. Like now you'll be able to actually get it in the game.
Right, with that new G-Max form. I don't know who likes Tauros, but if you do, he's back. So
yes, USA. For people that don't know my chanting in I don't know about the rest of Pokemon, but in Pokemon Go, you can only get it in America.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I thought
That makes sense.
I thought we was gonna go for like Spain, bull running of the bulls.
Oh, right. Running of the
Yeah,
Bulls.
that would make too much sense.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. My
Look at the
bad.
big brain on this guy.
Heyo.
Bro, I'm the guy for a reason, bro.
He wasn't talking to you.
I was talking about the Pokemon.
Oh man, this is great. Joe, you have to come on more often, bro. This is great. Oh,
I
this
would
is
love
great.
to.
This
love
is
to.
great. Oh man, this is great.
Oh, man.
Even I knew what you were talking about there.
Thank you.
So I think this is the most exciting part to me. It has I think all of them, right? All
the box art legends of each generation.
That's awesome.
And that's a new Reggie, 2 Reggie forms, like where you saw Reggie get Reggie
it's
Rock
electric and something else, right?
and Dragon, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Big Brain Deer, or Kyle.
Yeah, buddy.
By the way.
Or Kyle.
Bro, I come in many forms. You feel me? This isn't my final form.
I'm just jealous because Kyle brought his fans to the show.
Hey, bro.
Oh man.
Where I go, they follow. You feel me? Ready.
So Joe, what to you is the most exciting part of that entire thing?
Well, the exciting part was that I actually found the video because at
was
9:02
impossible to
a.m.
find.
It was literally I had to go onto the Japanese Pokemon YouTube channel to find it, and then thankfully later in the day we found the English version of it. But I was literally I couldn't sleep last night. I was awake till 5 a.m. just because I get the longer it takes me to fall asleep, it's harder for me because I'm thinking about how less time I have to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the later it gets, the less likely I am to fall asleep. So I did wake up in time, and then I'm like, oh no, I missed it. What's going on? I'm looking around, but once I finally found it, I think the most fun part of these videos, and they happen a lot with, especially when we have new generations or when new Pokemon old Pokemon are being put back in, is the moments where you oh, Mienshao, or Kangaskhan, oh, there's a Staryu, that means Starmie's in the game also, and I like Starmie, so that's a lot of things that I like since I'm in the Pokemon community, where we all get excited. I actually made a tweet about it, where you could see in the background when those Poliwhirls were walking around in in the little pond or whatever, or I think it might have been Polyrats. I forget who it was. It was someone from the Poly line, and in the background you saw super pixelated, but there was a Politoad also, and so Politoad is one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, that whole line is one of my
competitively.
favorites as well.
Right, so
Mine too.
I literally just go, Politoad, or oh my god, Lycanroc, those are the most fun moments when I'm watching these trailers, is seeing those Pokemon come back, because you just get excited because they weren't in Sword and Shield, so now I haven't been able to use them for 6-7 months, however long it's been since November, I can't count, and that's the most exciting part for me.
Now, remember when Sword and Shield first came out and everybody was so mad they didn't have all those Pokemon? How did we not all just be like, oh yeah, they're just going to make a bunch of DLCs we pay $30 for?
A lot of people did.
Yeah,
a lot of people ignored. A lot of people ignored the sanity going around and decided to be insane, and instead opted for nonsense instead of thinking logically. Which that definitely never happens in online debates. Everyone's always logical, critical thinkers,
and have facts to back up what they say, just like what we do. What we should have asked before I asked you that last question, for anybody that doesn't know about the DLC, do you want to explain a little bit what the DLC is going to have? I know it's going to have new wild areas and new missions, but and new Pokemon, obviously. But you want to explain a little bit more?
Sure. So if anyone who hasn't really been following the whole, marketing plan of the DLC, we've known for a couple months now that we were going to have these 2 separate DLC packs. I think it's still one purchase, but it's coming at 2 separate times.
Yeah,
I think how Breath of the Wild did theirs. Right. Where they had 2 separate waves of DLC, but it was still one purchase. And the first one coming out in 2 weeks anyone who played Sword and Shield knows how fun those max raids were, and going through the areas with the Pokemon popping out of the grass and like being in the field and stuff, and basically the Isles of March. It's going to have a completely, I don't know if it's a detached island or if it's connected somehow, but a separate location that's a new island, the Isle of March, which is going to have a whole different raid den system, and different Pokemon are going to be able to pop up in those raids and things. And so that'll include some of the Pokemon that are returning. That'll, I'm assuming include a lot of those G-Max Pokemon that we saw again, like Venusaur and Blastoise, and the three Galar starter Pokemon who are going to get their G-Max forms once this DLC drops. And then it looked like, the other thing that was exciting was it seemed to be like a joint raid, kind of, I don't know if it was a dungeon, but it was definitely different, because like Schnabel, like we've joined in on raids, like on an individual Magikarp raid together. But in this DLC, it looks like instead of just joining in on like your friend is hosting it and you can join that one thing, you're going to join as a group of 4 people and go through a bunch of different raids, like, to get to the end of...
better and easier.
Right, and it'll have more connectivity because you can, like, stay connected with your group of 4 friends instead of, like, just one person's doing something and then 3 other people randomly join. Now you do, like, actually get to coordinate on it. And obviously there's, like, also story stuff. Like, you saw the little guy, Cub Fu, he turns into Urshifu when he evolves, and I think it's the new legendary, and he seems busted, so we'll see. We'll see how he is in competitive. I think his ability said his attacks go through Protect, and Protect is supposed to stop damage. So
nobody else does, but...
And his attacks always critically strike if they have a contact connection, I believe. So like a contact, like a physical hit, like a power up punch or drain punch or something like that.
It's the Squirrel Girl of Pokemon, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he's a little bigger than Squirrel Girl, but yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, so I think like at this point we kind of need something. Obviously, our in real life competitive circuit has been put on hold for the season for obvious reasons, and I think this DLC will help a lot of the VGC community like get excited about playing Pokemon again, because there'll be a couple hundred more Pokemon to play with and test with and ladder with.
So speaking of the competitive scene, even though there's not a lot going on, you did do a competition recently. I was watching you on Twitch do it. So I know for a fact you did it. What exactly was it that you were doing?
I think you were watching on the website twitch.tv/Zemanon.
We don't.
XEMINAN.
We don't promote them. They don't sponsor us. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No, yeah. So basically, the Pokemon Company, I guess they tried to create like an online event or circuit this summer for everybody, since our real world championships were supposed to take place in August in London, because that's where the Galar region's based off of England. So they were the world championships this year were going to be in England, but now with that canceled, they made these online competitions for the video games, for the trading card game, and then for Pokken Tournament also. And VGC's was a couple weeks ago. It was the weekend before Memorial Day. So however long that was ago, days get kind of mixed up now. And we have these bi-monthly tournaments online, like these ranked tournaments called the International Challenges, where everybody in the world, you sign up and you get rewards for playing. So like sometimes you could get like a shiny Pokemon for playing, or you get like a Pokemon with a different ability for playing, or the first 2 ones on Sword and Shield, actually you got the ball guy, the guy with the in Sword and Shield, the mascot looking guy who looks like a Pokeball.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
He's very popular among players. So the rewards for playing in the first 2 ICs was
why is he popular among players? Is there a reason?
Just because he's funny.
Why he looks.
Why do people like Gritty? Like you just do. You know what I mean? So like the reward was you got a T-shirt, like a Pokeball T-shirt with the ball guy on it, and then the next one you got a Great Ball colored version of the ball guy T-shirt. So this
That's smooth. I like that.
so this one for VGC players was pretty important because it was used as qualifiers for this online players cup. So basically, with the exception of Australia, which had the top 128
Obviously.
performing players, the other regions, so North America, Europe, and South America, it was the top 256 players from each of those regions that played in the IC would qualify and move on to the next stage of the Players Cup. And then that I think they're gonna have another event in July, and that's gonna get whittled down to less people. And then eventually in August, where we would have had our World Championship, they're gonna have this like pseudo World Championship event with the Players Cup. So we had like thousands of people. I think it was maybe 70,000 players registered for the IC across the world, but that counts the Japanese players and the Korean players, and they have their own separate competitive circuits. So even though they can still play in the IC, they don't get the rewards that the other audiences do get for it. But like still, it was a lot of people, and it was a lot of fun. It was pretty stressful because nobody wants to lose a game and then end up coming in 256th or 257th in their region and then not making it to the qualifiers. But I finished, what was it? 26 and 19, I think. So I had a 1605.
I think it's 27 wins.
I don't remember. I forget what it was. It was either 26 or 27. I remember my friend TJ told me I counted wrong and said
numbers are
said
hard.
I had. Yeah. So the more important number, because your actual win-loss record doesn't matter. It's your ladder ranking number. So I had a 1605 rating, where you start at 1500, and then if you win, you get more points. If you lose, you drop on the ladder. And that's definitely not high enough for top 256. But my goal was to just have a positive record. So as long as I hit the 23 wins, because there's 45 matches. So if you go 23 and 22, that's positive, and I think I had 26 wins. So I was still overall happy with my performance. I think I could have squeezed out a couple of victories, and who knows, maybe some things change if I won 3 or 4 more matches. But overall, it was still pretty fun. It was stressful, but it was fun.
I will say, for people that weren't able to watch, and maybe we'll try to get a video cut in here, you had one of the best matches, dude, the most intense matches that I've ever seen.
Match?
Yes. So who was it against? You had Melonic and nobody else. All your other Pokemon fainted.
Yes.
And he had
Pelipper.
Yep. And I can't remember the other one. The one that you fainted first.
Oh, Dragapult.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you hit him and scorched him, so he burned. And then all you did was just keep refilling your health. Keep refilling your health until he died, and then you went right at. That was great. And actually, we were podcasting at the time. We didn't do it yet because I was watching that match. So I was like, "This is good."
That was pretty hype. So Melodic or Milotic. A lot of people like to say it different ways. I don't know the correct way, but I say Melodic. I say Melodic because it's a singing Pokemon, and melodic. That's what I think. But whatever. So it's a very defensive Pokemon that can be used offensively. And basically, I was up against a rain team, so it's water types. Melodic's a water type, so I resist. So I knew it was a good bring. And this Pelipper was just dumpstering me. But I got lucky because I burned Dragapult on the switch-in. And burn does a residual amount of damage every turn on the burned Pokemon. So the Dragapult, I knew because he had lowered its special attack that it wasn't a threat anymore. So if I just recovered my health, which gives you 50% of your HP back every turn until Dragapult knocked itself out from burn, then I would have a 1-on-1 match with the Pelipper. And the only problem with Pelipper is that Hurricane, which is the flying attack that Pelipper uses, has a 30% chance to confuse the target. So I literally had to dodge a 30% chance confusion like 8 or 9 turns
Yeah,
in a
it's
row.
a
Because
lot.
if I hit myself once, I was gonna get knocked out from 2 hurricanes. I had to recover up every single time, and so I dodged the confusion 8 or 9 turns in a row, and then I let the Dragapult knock itself out, and then I knocked the Pelipper out, and that was probably my craziest. Melodic had a couple matches that weekend where it went against the Dracovish that I lowered its attack to as low. Dracovish, Cinderace were the 2 Pokemon. And I lowered their attack down to -6, which is the lowest it can go. And I just, same thing, Melodic, just, as long as I didn't get crit, I was going to win that one. And I ended up winning.
Do you have a set squad that you like going with? That or do you kind of go based off what the community does?
So when you're for the international championship, you had to submit your team of 6, and you couldn't change it throughout the whole weekend. So it would be very similar to going to a live event where you lock in your battle box, and those 6 Pokemon are the ones you use the whole weekend. So when I'm team building, I do try to be a little different. I do try to counter meta a little bit. So for example, like a popular Pokemon is Incineroar, who's a fire type, who intimidates Pokemon, lowering their attacks. And when I said Melodic can be offensive, if Melodic has any of its stats lowered, say from Intimidate, it increases its special attack by 2 stages. So I decided in the counter meta sense, if Incineroar is popular or Intimidate is popular, then I bring Melodic, and I'm going to essentially punish them for using something popular. Another one would be Togekiss is one of the most popular Pokemon in the format.
Togekiss and Durant.
Right. So I use Durant, who has fallen very low usage over the last couple months because a lot of Pokemon are just they're teching a lot of fire type moves on their team to deal with Durant since it's 4 times weak to fire. So people are not running Durant as much. Mm-hmm. But I use Durant because Togekiss is so popular. That my partner next to it, Gothitelle, was able to take care of the teammate next to Togekiss, and that Durant was faster. I can actually one-hit knock out the Togekiss through Dynamax, so through the boosted, 200% HP or whatever. Mm-hmm. I used Durant because it was good against things that were popular in the meta. Yeah. So that's my type of play style. For Scrafty, I don't know if you saw Scrafty when I was streaming.
Is. Right. I know who it is. I might not have seen it, but I know who it is.
So I'm not really too big of a Scrafty fan, but because I thought everyone and their mother was going to use Incineroar, I was like, okay, who's another Dark type that gets Intimidate that has Fake Out utility, and Scrafty checks all 3 of those boxes. And he's also good against Trick Room with all the ghost types like Jellicent and Dusclops, and because Dark beats Ghost. So I was like, well, why would I use Incineroar when everyone's prepping to face off against Incineroar when they're not going to be prepared to face off against Scrafty? And so that's why I brought Scrafty. So that's my mentality when I'm team building.
Cool. See, that's this region of the Pokemon is way over my head. I am not smart enough in Pokemon at all for any of this. But I have picked up on some things. I know Durant.
Listen, once you get in the weeds, bro, once you get in the weeds of it, you never get out. You just get so addicted to it.
Now, Kyle has been saying he's going to go against me for probably 2 months now, but is yet to get the Switch.
Hey, Kyle. Hey, little bit, dog. I got bills. I can't just drop 200 like that.
I hear excuses. That's all I hear. I don't hear.
The question is, do you want to be champion or not? It's
true.
that simple.
That's true. He doesn't want to, obviously.
I want to have an apartment.
You want to be the very best.
You'd rather have an apartment and live a comfortable life than be the champion in Pokemon? Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. Can't say I'd agree.
Yeah. Can't say I'd agree either. Obviously, because I have a Switch.
You know what? I might have to go buy a Sword and Shield and go to my sister's house.
Now,
because my sister got a Switch.
There you go.
Do it up.
Play it a little bit.
So Kyle, when you get on to the game, I already told you I'll send you some Pokemon because I want you to get right into it. So my question is, once you get into it and you power up a little bit, would you go against Joe?
God, no. Did you hear that explanation? Bro, I'm sitting here trying to take mental notes alright, +4. Okay.
It's just another great. It's another great script in the making. Joe doesn't even realize all the stuff he's saying, you're taking it in like a sponge. And you're going to come for his throne. You're coming for his throne.
I'm finna listen to this and watch this like 50 more times. And then I'm going to be like, I'm cunning.
We're gonna go down to Atlanta, and you're gonna go into his apartment. And there's just gonna be papers with strings all over the place.
Yeah,
like this takes out this.
Printed out fan heads around the walls, like you're in the arena.
Yeah, bro, you have no idea. I'm gonna play Rocky and everything. You're gonna hear "Eye of the Tiger" going nuts.
All right,
Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, bro. As soon as you walk in.
So I sent it to the group. I don't know if you guys saw this on Animal Crossing. Somebody recreated a battle in Animal Crossing. Like obviously they had to edit it and stuff.
Like a Pokemon battle.
A Pokemon battle, yeah. It's in the Discord.
No, I didn't see this.
Maybe under the BS channel, but it's in the Discord. It's
I'm gonna pull it up.
I'll play it as well for people to see that are watching. But they recreate it, and it's crazy how much you can do in that game. Like, if you're creative. Like, I'm not creative enough to do any of that stuff. I can't recreate anything, because I'm not... Like, the guy that made the talk show, that's crazy.
Yeah, I get so jealous of how talented people are.
Yeah.
With,
he wrote Rogue One and
Crossing.
made an Animal Crossing talk show. Gosh, darn creative people.
Where is this? Where is this shot?
I don't know.
You're lying to me.
Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Maybe I am lying to you. Maybe
when did you post it?
I don't know.
Pokemon Battle. I got it.
Okay.
Okay. I got it.
So, yeah, I saw this the other day. I thought that was so cool. Some people are so creative with that stuff. Joe, you've been to my island recently.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, you've been to my island recently. It's not bad looking. It's not.
No, it's a very good island, I would say.
I put a lot of time into that thing. Lot
I know you got Yankee Stadium. I respect it.
Yeah, I do have a baseball field. I just added a bunch of gardens. Trying to get rid of a resident. They won't leave. It's so annoying. It goes so bad.
I haven't talked to Diva in 2.5 months, and I built a moat around her house so that she couldn't get out, and she still doesn't want to leave.
I did the same thing. I've had like 12 people leave in between this person. This is one of my first residents. So in between when I first started and now, I've had like 12 people leave. None of them being that one.
It's so stupid, dude.
I had to let one of my favorite ones leave, and I've regretted it since the day I did it. Such a good one. I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, but you gotta let people live, you know?
I know. Well, it's crazy.
You gotta let them
live
their dreams.
My sister and my mom both have former residents of mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, they mentioned my island's name. Like, they came from my island and went to theirs. I don't know how that works. I don't know enough about the game to know how that works, but they both have one of mine.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys, since you visit each other's islands and stuff, it, like, increased the probability that they would move to theirs.
Yeah. Trust me. I don't know.
Yeah. The only thing I hate, like, with the camp is, like, if you want someone who visits your camp for the day to move in, you can't choose. You can't choose what villager they replace.
Oh, yeah. There was one. I had one I really liked. I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love this person to move in. And then I did the game and everything, and they wanted to replace one of my favorite ones. I'm like, hell no.
Right.
You can't.
But if you have the amiibo card of a villager you want to move in, you can choose who they replace. Yeah. So it's like, come on, Nintendo. Like, you put it in the game. Why can't I? Yeah.
Because I want Rocket gone so bad. Mentioning by name.
You're so wrong. Rocket's the man.
No, I don't like
Rocket's the man.
I will trade you Diva. Girl, so.
Okay, whatever. She's still the man. She's still the man. I'm just saying, you could have Diva. We'll swap.
What's Diva? I don't know which one Diva is.
She's the ugliest frog in human existence.
I don't want a frog either.
Oh, let's stop complaining then.
Yeah. Well, I don't want that. I want either of them. I'll complain about both. I'll complain about yours. I'll complain about mine. I'll complain about everything.
Equal complaining.
Yeah. Well, I don't ever see the other one because I boxed them in too. So she's boxed into her house. And I love the funniest part though is when they go out with like the nets. Like, they're actually going to go catch something, but they're boxed into their house. It makes me laugh. Maybe I need some psychic help, but...
Yeah, I think we need some medical professionals to examine
some professional help there.
Yeah. You need a straight jacket and some
Yeah, it sounds like it. But... Yeah, I get a nice chuckle out of that. But I still don't understand breeding flowers, but I'm starting to get it better. Like, I have the setup and everything. It's too much. That's too much.
If you have any extra blue flowers, just send them my way.
Blue flower? What kind? Any?
I'm literally any. Because I'm too lazy to do it.
I have 2 blue pansies.
All right. Well, wait till you have more. Wait till you have like 10.
I think that's the only blue I have. Is blue a tough one to get?
Yeah, that's the toughest to get of all the different types of flowers.
The 2 blue pansies I had 3 of them. I gave one to my mom, but all 3 of them were random. Like, those weren't breeded. They just ended up randomly coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you got lucky. Then you had like a low percentage chance of it spawning. So, you got lucky. What can I say, right? Schnabel being lucky.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, it's pansies, though. I want the blue rose looks so nice, and the blue,
yeah.
What was the other one? There's another one that looks really nice. The one I have
The Cosmos are really... Cosmos
I think it
really
is the Cosmo that I have so many pink ones and orange ones. That's all I've been able to get. I can't get anything else.
I don't know if you saw it. Did you visit my island?
A while ago. I haven't visited recently.
So I actually, Kyle, you'll like this. I actually have a Yamcha shrine on my island.
A Yamcha
So you know, like the famous meme of like Yamcha like dead in the sand, like passed out. So with QR codes in Animal Crossing, you can download images and place them on the ground. So somebody made a QR code of of Yamcha in the sand, and I put dirt out in a circle, and I placed him out. And I put orange flowers around the whole thing like a cemetery veteran. So I have like a Yamcha shrine on my island. It's the best.
That's perfect, bro.
Not to interrupt that. One thing that's so creepy on Animal Crossing is you can build gravestones.
Right.
That's so creepy.
That's not creepy. That's
it's
not
a kid's
creepy.
game.
You might have some, bro. You might have somebody that might likes the occult. It's 2020. Open up your mind.
Sorry, yeah, let me open up my mind. The Colts, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? They might like the occult.
Their $60 are just as valuable as our $60.
Yes. You know, they might be into necromancy. You know, you never know.
They could be emo.
Relax.
Let me tell you,
I wasn't trying to use that word.
Emo? There are a lot of emo people that play Animal Crossing. It's not a could be. It's a fact.
Kyle, do you want us to switch the topic because you don't have Animal Crossing? Oh, you want us to keep going?
Listen, Kyle,
this is hilarious to me. No, this is kind of funny to me. Y'all go ahead.
No,
this is great.
Kyle, you're my soul eater brother. So let's have some anime conversations because I hear that's what the people really want.
Ooh, I don't think they're ready, but let's do it. Let's give it to them.
All right. So
let's give it to them.
What are you feeling? What are we talking about? Now Schnabel's left out of the loop. How does it feel, Chris?
Just like when I was growing up.
Okay.
Let's talk about Soul Eater. So who's your favorite character?
Oh man. I think you could call me basic, but
basic.
Oh my god. I love Death the Kid. I know everybody likes him.
Me too. It's okay. I was gonna say the same thing.
I think he's so funny because, and look at us talking about a 15-year-old anime right now, acting as if it's modern times. But we're having fun. We're having a conversation here on the pod. That's what you do. The perfectionist aspect of him, and it's just so funny that just the littlest thing, because I feel it's so exaggerated that it makes so much sense. You know what I mean? It's not unbelievable. I think he's my favorite, 100%.
See, if it's not Death the Kid, then I like what's his name? Krona, the one where we all think it's a girl, but it might be.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I like. I guess, is it a he or she?
I believe it's he. It's been a long time since I watched. I think he looks like a girl, but he is a he, right? I don't know.
I guess I forget. Don't know. I even looked it up, and nobody knows. So I'm just gonna go with he, since
I know
that might be chauvinistic, but fine. Like with him, man, I wish he would have stayed the way he was, like in the beginning, instead of like towards the end, because it kind of got a little cheesy how he became at the end. You know, he was a little cheesy.
Yeah.
I liked him in the beginning when he was just around there. He just wanted all the smoke. Just going, just boom, 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 going crazy with that sword. And by the end, I'm like, yo, dog, why you so soft now?
Yeah, well,
don't become a good guy and get soft.
He got humanized. He changed. You know, he started to appreciate people.
I know, man, but I mean, he can't. Why he can't pull a Kaneki, man? You know what I'm saying? He can pull a Kaneki. Become inhumane when you fight. Become a human when you're not.
That's fair. That's fair. He was definitely cool. I like the villains in that show too. Like what was her name? Was she Ursula or something? Right, the blonde lady. Like the mom. She's like the craziest villain. Like oh man, I really enjoyed her.
Is it Medusa? Is it Medusa?
Medusa. Yeah, not Ursula. My bad.
Medusa.
With the hair.
When her face pans to like that crazy face, bro, I said, "Oh, it's going down. She's gonna kill everybody. It's a wrap."
You all right there, Schnabel?
Yeah, I'm good. I just turned down my volume and let you guys go.
I heard some like Lilo and Stitch over there.
You heard Lilo and Stitch.
Well, your ukulele.
Did you know? Hey, let's fill in Joe here. Did you know that they're remaking live action Lilo and Stitch? Yes.
They're doing everything, dude. They're doing everything.
See?
Crazy.
See?
It's crazy.
See, this is what I want to tell the general audience. See, Joe knows what he's talking about. He said the exact thing. Because I was like, my thing is this. This is what I said. I said, if you're going to remake Lilo and Stitch, this is personal. This isn't, you know.
This is personal.
This is personal.
This is personal. This is what I want. They should make it kind of like PG-13, and let's have at it. Make the monsters really ugly. Make the scenes really cool, and going crazy. Like I just want it all.
Now,
all the violence.
I just want Stitch to look cool. I'm worried about what it look like in live action.
What I told him is you can't do that because it's a Disney movie. You can't have nasty looking aliens coming down to Earth. It's supposed to be Lilo and Stitch. It's a kids movie.
Yeah, I don't think there's many PG-13 Disney movies, right? Except for the Marvel movies, but that doesn't really count.
No, I think.
Just saying.
We were talking about that, and we were talking about Deadpool recently, and I think Disney will continue doing Deadpools under Fox's studio.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's the only thing that makes sense, because they're not going to do a rated R Disney movie.
I want a Deadpool Spider-Man movie so bad, dude.
So bad. They need to mature Peter in the movies a little bit more first. But I want it so bad as well. That's the only thing I don't like about the newer MCU Spider-Mans is that he's so immature. Because he's not that immature in the comic books. But then again, when the comic books first start, he's just getting out of high school, and this Peter Parker is supposed to be like prime high school. I don't think they ever actually say an age, but he's supposed to be in that like prime high school age.
Yeah, I think he's either in Homecoming. I think he's either a sophomore or a junior.
Yeah.
I don't believe he's a senior yet.
No, I don't think he's a senior. So he's probably a senior. And then the newest one.
And then he gets zapped away for 5 years, and he's like still 16. And I'm like, oh god,
what a great cop out for getting rid of characters people didn't like. What a great cop out. Yeah, they didn't get zapped away, so they graduated. Like they're gone. Yeah, you don't ever have to see them again. But
that was so funny with Brad, how he was like a little like 12-year-old kid and nobody liked, and then because he didn't get zapped, he's like the cool 17-year-old now.
It's just another one that's great is that all the main characters got zapped. That's great. So convenient to the plot that all the 6 main characters got zapped, or we wouldn't have MJ or Flash.
Right. And Ned also. That would have been funny if Ned didn't get zapped or blipped or whatever they call it. And like so he's like 5 years older than Peter now. Like that would have been funny.
Yeah,
and they're still best friends.
Yeah, they'd have to age him up though.
I'm just worried.
Give him a little mustache. That's it.
I don't mean to transition this into a Spider-Man podcast. But you know,
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
No, go for it.
Okay,
go for
cool.
it. It's okay because one of these days I'm gonna just straight transition from whatever he calls.
Hold on.
And we're going straight to Batman.
Hold on. This is for Kyle. This is for Kyle.
Where's he go? I thought you had like Spider-Man behind you, but no, that's Score Bunny. There's a Yoshi back there.
That's for you.
Hey.
That's for you. All right, now you can transition. All right.
Okay, so something that I really want in Spider-Man 3, which I've talked to some of my friends about, is
Spider-Man. Wait, no, not Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man, We're Back Home.
It's not going to be called We're Back
Coming
Home.
Far From Home, and now this one's We're Back Home.
Well, Amy Pascal did say that they are going to have Home in the title, so people are trying to guess. The one that I like the most is Home Run, because he's literally on the run since people know his identity now. So I'm hoping it's Home Run. But I hope, because they're introducing the Sinister Six, I hope they have like some style, like kangaroo court style thing.
Is that confirmed?
Where
they're introducing the Sinister Six?
Well, they're little by little, like they had Vulture in the first one. They got Mysterio,
Oh, yeah. I get what you're saying. Okay. I thought you meant like they're introducing it in this movie. But I get what you're saying.
Well,
like they're building up to the Sinister Six.
Right.
They
Might be, by the end of the movie, they might be in it. But like, I hope, like, if you guys remember in The Dark Knight Rises, when they had like the kangaroo court where they were just like, you know, killing people like unjustly, and they had Scarecrow as the judge or whatever. I hope we get something like that, where Peter gets put in a situation like that, where the Sinister Six are in charge and taking over New York City, and he's on trial for his crimes, and then you know who his court appointed lawyer is going to be.
Daredevil.
Matt Murdock.
It's not going to be Matt Murdock, though. We just talked about this. It's going to be
Daredevil.
It'll be what the hell's her name? She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
What? Because She-Hulk has a show coming out for the MCU, and She-Hulk's also a lawyer. And
Daredevil and Spider-Man are boys.
Yo, listen, I want Daredevil to be that, but I just know that's not what's going to happen, because they're not. They won't even bring Daredevil back. The show. They won't even bring it back. They canceled it because it was on Netflix, and then Disney was doing Disney Plus, and they're not bringing it back. So what makes you think they put him in the movie?
Because I think there is still the possibility. Like, I don't think Disney has ever ruled out that the Netflix characters cannot be in the MCU.
No, I'm not saying that, but they said they're not bringing back the show.
Right, but they could bring back the character. He's beloved.
You can he can make an appearance in the
movie.
Really
wish they did.
Right. He can make an appearance in the movie.
I really wish
Think about this. But think about this. Now think about this. Think about if he's just Murdoch and not Daredevil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, let's say this whole, what do you call it, kangaroo court? See, it's funny. We call it church in the streets, but that's fine.
Okay.
But you have all this kangaroo court, and then let's just say She-Hulk goes in there and botches it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they're finna kill him. She-Hulk turns into She-Hulk in all her glory, and then Murdoch just comes out of nowhere and like, my boy, got you. He's
like, let me go to the bathroom, and then Daredevil comes out, you know, and nobody picks up.
Everybody, really quick, look that way. And then he becomes Daredevil.
No, I'm just saying, like, he just comes out of nowhere, and then I know that was kind of like Redcon, but like I'm saying, she botches it, and he just comes out of nowhere, and he just helps her. You know what I'm saying? Or he just shows up just as his lawyer, and it's just Murdoch.
Nobody would love that more than me.
Easter egg.
Nobody would, because I was
because they're
Spider-Man and Daredevil.
They're
were
so close as characters. Yeah, they're good friends. They fight. You know, Daredevil. Like, you ever see that? You ever see that meme where it was like, the Justice League saves the whole universe, and they're like, Shield protects all of Earth, or the Avengers protects all of Earth, and they're like, this X-Men protects America, whatever the meme was, and it was like, Spider-Man protects New York City, and Daredevil really over-aggressively protects 6 blocks in 6 blocks in New York City. It's like, oh, Hell's Kitchen, this is my turn. It's like 6 blocks. Like,
why are we making fun of him? The man's blind.
Hey,
he can only get.
Look, man.
How are you gonna make fun of him protecting 6 blocks? He's a blind guy. I love Daredevil though, and that was my first theory. was that, and then when I was looking into the MCU stuff and I saw that the She-Hulk was coming out, I'm like, that's what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, I can already see it. I can already see it.
The other theory I have, I don't know if this is popular or not, but did you guys ever read the original Civil War comic?
Yeah.
So in that comic where Peter initially starts out as Team Iron Man and reveals himself to the media as Peter Parker, like he takes his Spider-Man mask off, and like J. Jonah Jameson has like a heart attack or whatever because he finds out that Peter is Spider-Man. And then a lot of people didn't like that in the storyline, and it kind of a lot of Peter's character arc is protecting his identity to save his loved ones. So Marvel actually had to like kind of retcon his story where, and this is a very controversial moment where Peter and Mary Jane had to like annul their relationship or whatever and make it void. They made a deal with the devil or whatever. I don't know if he was actually the devil. It was some guy that in order for everyone to forget that Peter was Spider-Man, they had to destroy their love or whatever and break up.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if, because that was like a huge controversial thing because Peter and Mary Jane have been together forever. And that's why like he's dating other women in the comics now. He's not with Mary Jane. Or I don't know if they're back together now or not, but like they were not together for quite a while. And I wonder, like, do you think there can be some moment with him and this MJ in this universe where, like, they have to sacrifice something because, like, you got to have the cat back in the bag for Spider-Man. You can't not have his hiding identity be an important factor.
Yeah,
so if everyone in New York City knows who he is, like... how's he gonna go back to high school?
I'd rather it be...
How's he gonna go back to biology class and everyone knows he's Spider-Man?
I'd rather it be like which issue was it? It was one of the first 40 issues where he gets unmasked. I believe he gets unmasked by Doc Ock in one of the first 40 issues, and when it happens, no one believes it's him. Like, because it's Peter Parker, it's nerdy Peter Parker. There's no way he's Spider-Man. They actually just think that it's a hoax. They think it's a hoax, and nobody believes it. I'd rather it be that than the sacrifice and all. I don't want all that. But I also don't want him to be. They're basically setting him up to become Iron Man, and Iron Man, and it tells everybody that he's Iron Man at the very beginning. But Spider-Man's not Iron Man, so there's some stuff with the MCU that
Iron
really,
Man was his sensei.
I like a lot of stuff.
Iron Man wasn't sensei though.
He was what?
What happened?
He said he was a sensei.
Iron Man wasn't sensei.
Yeah, but
so,
it's not that. It's not that. Like, that's not Spider-Man.
It would be a cool homage. That would be anime-like. I'm not gonna lie to you. That'd be some anime homage type.
He's talking Naruto, Boruto.
Is that what it is? Not Spider-Man. Be Iron Man.
I mean, hey, I'd rather have Spider-Man be with Gwen, but y'all like Mary Jane.
Thank you. I was literally trying to transition the conversation, so thank you. I appreciate it. Because
if you want me to keep it a bean, I would rather see him get with Gwen because I'm gonna be real.
It's gonna be hard.
Broke my heart.
She's dead.
Broke my heart. She's not dead yet.
Up. Okay, look, if he can if they can literally make a whole scenario where everybody in the world can forget who Peter Parker is by breaking up his love, we can bring Shark.
I like how he brings up that, but he doesn't bring out how half the world came back in Endgame.
What was half the universe?
Half the world did come back in Endgame too. So, hey, bro, anything can happen in the MCU, bro.
They didn't.
Yeah, that was my elaborate ploy. Was if you break up MJ and Peter, that then opens the door for Gwen Stacy. Because she's my favorite.
They didn't bring in Gwen Stacy, right? In the new ones.
No, she's not in it.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought what's her name, the Olivia girl from the first movie was going to be Gwen Stacy, but obviously they moved to Oregon or whatever when her dad got arrested. So as you do. Yo, how about that moment though? Real talk, like in Homecoming when freaking when he opens the door and it's Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Like I remember the entire theater just like at the same time. Like that was such a great twist.
That's the one thing I love about the MCU movies is they had moments that you will remember. Like obviously the portal scene is something you'll remember seeing. That scene was amazing.
Yeah,
at the end of
was.
Endgame. But like, there's so many moments in those movies that like you'll just remember when you were watching them. And I think that's one of the reasons I like them so much. But
I love the memes. And the portals. Oh my god, I was dying. Some of the
You like-
memes, boy, I was like, yo, internet's undefeated.
But-
You like those Ant-Man memes of how to defeat Thanos? We'll keep it clean, but you ever
Those were funny.
the head
Those
nod?
were funny.
Ant-Man up the...
Those were funny.
You know.
Yeah.
All you have to do, it's that simple, guys. You know?
Did y'all see the Did y'all see when you got Thanos with a New York Yankee hat on and Tim's, and then it was like when you I think it was like when you like beat the most New Yorkers or something like that. And there's like all 5 stones, and they're all like Timberlands in different colors. I died.
Oh,
said,
that's funny.
Oh my god.
Yo, oh, that's what it was. It said when you collect all the gemstones from all the boroughs.
All the borough.
I died. I said, oh, I got friends from New York. That's funny.
So,
God.
we're gonna wrap up in a minute, but I will say one thing, because Joe hasn't been on the Marvel podcast. One thing I love about the MCU is that they stick a little bit to the comics, but they create new stories. And I don't like. We were talking about Kick-Ass. Do you like the movie Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the comic book?
No, I heard it's like pretty intense.
I love the comic books, but the movies are 95% word for word the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yes, the same exact thing. Except for
And you
some
think that's
stuff.
bad?
Some stuff is a little more graphic than the movies, obviously. Even 2 was almost exactly the same. So the one thing I do like with the MCU is that they make their own stories outside. Like, they take storylines from the comics, but create their own versions of them. And I really do enjoy that. But some stuff really gets me.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum here. I guess that's a conversation for another day. But one thing that does tick me off is that their willingness to just throw away important plot points from the stories.
I smell a doodle.
We could definitely do one. Because I'm not saying I love.
I'll
I
even
love
moderate
all of
it. Look. I'll even moderate it, and I'll let you have it. Joe needs to come back on here anyway.
That's true.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna put my vote in to get my boy here a lot. I don't care, bro. Look,
You should just
listen to the
point both ways to cover your.
Well, I'm not saying I love everything they do. I just like seeing new stories from the
Right.
comics.
I just don't like when they change things for the sake of changing it, and it fundamentally changes a character's, their character development, like Captain America at the end of Civil War.
Yeah.
Because that is not what happens in Civil War.
No.
He
Well,
does
the same thing with the Infinity series. It doesn't come close to it being the same as the comic book.
So for Kyle or any to fill you in, at the end of the Civil War comic, Captain America, after all the superheroes are like destroying New York City and they realize the damage that they've caused, he realizes that superheroes do need to be held accountable for their actions. And when he gets arrested, he says, "You're not arresting Captain America, you're arresting Steve Rogers," acknowledging that there is consequence behind the superheroes' actions and that like they have to be held accountable. And in the Civil War movie, not only does he not acknowledge that superheroes need to be held accountable, he doubles down and creates the Secret Avengers and goes and breaks out all the people that were in the jail or whatever. And that fundamentally changes his character arc in that story.
Yeah.
So like that's stuff that I don't appreciate that they do. Because like that's not even close to what the original intent of Civil War was.
You know, it's funny. I want to jump back to Spider-Man really quick. There's been 3 movie series with Spider-Man, right? 3 of them. Mm-hmm. And only one so far has kind of got his girlfriend order right. It's still a little off, but the Amazing Spider-Man is the only one. Because Mary Jane in the original Spider-Man doesn't come in for a while. Until he's in college.
Well, but she's still there.
No,
she still is the neighbor. Like she still is a character
in the comics. No,
yeah,
no. Aunt May introduces him to Mary Jane.
Yeah, like in like the 13th issue or something.
No, not.
It
No,
was
it's not the
it was
13th
pretty
issue.
early.
I'm telling you right now, it's not the 13th issue.
Yo, I'm pulling up Google right now.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I just closed you accidentally. Hold on, that wasn't okay.
But like, I think it was Betty Bryant was number 1, and then Gwen Stacy, and Mary Jane. I think Mary Jane and him meet in like the, I want to say like 70th issue of the original Spider-Man. Now, it's been a while since I've been that like low into it. You know what I mean? Like that low into the numbers. But
so book number 42 in 1966. So not 13. So definitely a couple years in. But when did Gwen Stacy debut in Spider-Man?
she was when he got to college. She was friends with Harry. He met Harry in college too. Harry Osborn. They met him in college.
Oh, see, I thought they were.
So he met her. Yeah, he met her in issue 31, which was before 42.
And Betty Bryant was the first one. They met at
the Daily Bugle.
Bugle. Yeah,
when he was an intern. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that's been the closest so far.
But
when she
like,
debuts, is not. She doesn't debut. I don't even think her face debuts in 40. In the what is it 42? You said.
Issue 42. Yeah.
I don't think you see like her, but you don't see her face or anything like that. And then she doesn't come back until like issue 70 something, not 70 something. But you know, we could round this up a little more and talk about it on a different one. I'm really okay with that.
Yeah, well, I'm just a big Gwen Stacy fan. That's why I do like the
too.
Amazing Spider-Man films. Everyone trashes on them, like, because like they did her death is one of the most iconic deaths in like the only permanent deaths are like Batman's parents and Gwen Stacy and Uncle Ben. Those are the only permanent deaths in comics, and they did her death so well that I don't care that blue Jamie Foxx was like an annoying character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Yo,
Like her death
supersedes
Blue Jamie Foxx.
Yo,
her death
her
was
death.
great.
Me and two of my homeboys literally cried.
Yeah,
it was good.
Bro, I shed a little thug tear right here, bro. I was like, that. And like, it was crazy because I heard like 3 other people in the audience was like, oh, not Gwen.
No, that
Bro,
that one was
like,
and it's partially his
That one was
fault because of the
definitely
whiplash of the snap from the web. So like he also has that guilt on himself that like,
and that's how
her dad died because of him, and she partially died because of him.
That's how it actually happens. Is the whiplash?
Right.
But it wasn't in. Where were they? They were like an elevator shaft.
They were in they were in some
in
like
the comics.
power plant
It was
thing.
in a It was off a bridge. The Green
Mm-hmm.
Goblin threw her off a bridge, and he whipped down to get her, and it snapped her neck. I'm almost
That's another
positive.
thing. Another thing
it's
why I
very
don't like
close.
the MCU with Spider-Man. Where's Green Goblin? Where's Harry Osborn? Where are all these important characters in the Spider-Man
MCU,
universe that
Harry
don't matter
Osborn-
because we
Harry
have to
Osborn's not
put them in the
until
Avengers?
Harry Osborn's not until college in the comics.
No, but what I'm saying is like we don't even have we have not developed Norman Osborn as a character. Like I think we saw an Oscorp sign in Far From Home or whatever, but like there are all these like critical characters to Spider-Man's development and his storyline.
They don't know
and
what
it's like,
studio's
we
doing
got
it yet. How are they going to make characters when they don't even know
and
the studio?
We got the Hulk. You know, we don't need it. We don't need Harry Osborn.
All right, so this is definitely going to come back because this was a Pokemon one. This will definitely come back. Joe, you want to plug yourself a little bit?
Yeah. So thanks for having me on, guys. You can follow me on Twitter at Zemanon. That's XEMINAN. That's my gamer tag. And so at twitch.tv/Zemanon, I stream there. I'm trying to stream at least 5 times a week because I got nothing else to do. So I stream a lot of Pokemon. Obviously, I'm a caster for VGC, so I do casting at official events whenever those things come back. And I also play like some Teamfight Tactics, which is like League of Legends. Trying to do some speed running too. Not successfully, I might add. I'm still attempting, but not very successfully.
Clock's still running.
Yeah. Took me like almost 4 hours to try to beat Yellow over the weekend. But yeah, so follow me on Twitter, and I'm definitely excited to come back here.
Kyle, you got anything you want to say?
Nice. Well, I'm just gonna say I enjoyed my man's Joe being here. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It was It was really fun, man. We got to come back and have like a full on like anime one.
I gotta tell you
And then we
why.
can just-
I gotta tell you why I cried during My Hero Academia last night.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Just hit me off with that, and I promise I won't talk about My Hero because I get crazy every time.
No. I'll tell you off
Joe.
air. I'll tell you off air.
Joe,
Oh, okay,
Joe
cool.
comes on for one episode and creates 3. Isn't that great? Comes on for 1, creates 3.
I think that's what we
Amazing.
call a content creator right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Say
bro.
hello to your new producer.
I'm telling you, when we do, because look, Joe, we're supposed to do a My Hero one. So
All right.
I need you on here, because I'm telling you, bro. Because look, I ain't gonna lie
When
to
you
you.
said
I read
"
some spoilers.
I felt that.
Yeah, bro. Look,
Now he knows
My
what you're
Hero,
talking
man.
about.
I felt
You
that.
feel me? I've read some spoilers and
Ooh.
it gets ignorant. Let me tell you something.
All right.
This thing gets ignorant.
So, guys, you can follow us. SketchingUp.com has everything. You can see past episodes. You can see all our social medias, where to listen to us, where to watch, everything like that. That's SketchingUp.com. You can also follow us Instagram, Sketching Up Podcast, Twitter, Sketching_up, and Facebook.com/Sketching Up. Joe, thank you for joining us. Kyle, you join us every week, so I'm not thanking you. See you guys later. Stay safe out there.
Watch me cook some monsters.